A man who is esteemed is not easily conspired against, but esteem doesn't come from being constantly present or always accessible. It comes from distance, from the sense of someone being just out of reach. Machiavelli. Imagine you're holding a rare, shiny coin. Everyone wants to see it, but you only show it once in a while. Suddenly that coin feels special, almost magical. Now think about the people you look up to, big CEOs, famous artists, even your school principal. Have you noticed how you hardly ever see them just hanging around? Why is that? Let's talk about why the most powerful people in the world seem to disappear. Why do the biggest leaders, the richest billionaires, and the most admired celebrities show up only at certain times and then, poof, they're gone again? It's not because they're hiding. It's not because they're mean. It's because they understand something most people don't. Being less available makes you more powerful. Let's look at some real-life examples. Think about Apple's Tim Cook. You don't see him posting selfies every day or answering every email. When he speaks, the world listens. Or take Beyoncé. She doesn't tweet about her breakfast. When she drops an album, it's an event. Even your favorite YouTuber probably doesn't reply to every comment. Why? Because if you're always around, people start to take you for granted. There's a name for this, the scarcity principle. It's a simple idea from psychology and economics. When something is rare, people want it more. If you could eat chocolate cake every single day, it wouldn't feel like a treat. But if you only get it once a year on your birthday, it's the best thing ever. The same goes for people. When someone is always available, their time and attention feel less valuable. But when they're hard to reach, every moment with them feels important. Surveys show that people respect those who set boundaries. If you're always saying yes, people start expecting it. But if you sometimes say no, suddenly your yes means a lot more. In fact, a study in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people are more attracted to those who are just a little bit less available. Not so distant that they seem cold, but just enough to make you wonder what they're up to. Let's break it down even more. The law of supply and demand says that when something is rare, the price goes up. If everyone could buy a diamond for $1, nobody would care about diamonds. But because they're hard to find, people treasure them. Powerful people use this same rule. They make their time scarce, and suddenly everyone wants a piece of it. This isn't just about being mysterious, it's about being smart. When you're always available, you get tired, you burn out, you stop having time for the things that really matter to you. But when you step back, you protect your energy. You give yourself space to think, to grow, and to make better choices. Even in history, this idea shows up again and again. King Louis XIV of France was called the Sun King. He made himself the center of attention, but he only showed up at special times. People waited for days just to see him walk by. His presence was rare, so it was powerful. Think about it. If your teacher was in the classroom every single hour, would you listen as closely when they spoke? Probably not. But if they only came in for a big announcement, you'd hang on every word. That's the power of absence. So why does this matter to you? Because your time is precious. If you give it away to everyone all the time, people might stop noticing how special you are. But if you choose when to show up and when to step back, you start to control how people see you. You become the shiny coin, the rare diamond, the person everyone wants to be around. And here's a secret. When you stop being always available, you don't just gain respect from others. You start to respect yourself more too. You learn to say no when you need to. You protect your peace. You make room for the things and the people that really matter. In the next part, we'll talk about where this urge to be always available comes from. But for now, remember, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply not be there. Not because you're hiding, but because you know your worth. Ready to find out why we all want to be so available in the first place? Let's keep going. When you were little, did you ever draw a picture and run to show it to someone just hoping they'd say, "Wow, that's amazing"? Almost every kid does this. We all want a gold star, a thumbs up, a big smile. It feels good when someone notices us. That's where it starts. The need for approval. It's like a tiny seed planted in us when we're small. We learn that being noticed means being loved. So we try to be good, to be helpful, to always be there. Maybe you heard things like, "I'll be a good boy," or "good girls always help." At school, teachers say, "Raise your hand if you know the answer." At home, parents say, "Don't let anyone down." We start to believe that being available makes us special. But there's another reason too. Have you ever worried about missing out? Maybe your friends went to a party and you weren't invited. Or you saw photos online and felt left out. That's called FOMO, the fear of missing out. It's not just for adults. Kids feel it too. We want to be everywhere all the time so we don't miss anything fun or important. We think, if I'm not there, maybe they'll forget about me. So we say yes to everything. We try to be in every group, every chat, every plan. But where does this come from? It's not just about wanting fun, it's about wanting to belong. Psychologists say this starts in childhood. We learn that being available means being included. If you're always there, you're always part of the group. It feels safe. It feels like you matter. Now let's talk about stories we hear growing up. Have you ever heard, "Always be there for your friends"? Or, "Family comes first no matter what"? There are so many sayings like this. Don't leave anyone behind. Help others before you help yourself. These stories sound nice, right? They teach us to care for others, but sometimes they make us forget to care for ourselves. There's a big word for this: attachment. It means the way we connect to people. Some of us learn to give and give, hoping people will love us back. We become overextenders, people who do too much for others. We say yes even when we're tired. We help even when we need help ourselves. It feels good to be needed, but after a while it starts to hurt. Let me tell you a story. Once I tried to be there for everyone. I answered every message, joined every call, helped with every problem. At first, people loved it. But soon I felt tired all the time. I had no time for myself. I started to feel invisible, like I was just a helper, not a person. I lost my spark, and guess what? When I finally said no, some people got upset. But real friends understood. They wanted me to be happy too. You're not alone if you feel this way. Lots of people do. Surveys show that people who are always available get burned out much faster than those who set limits. Burnout means feeling tired, stressed, and empty inside. It's like running a race with no finish line. You keep going and going, but you never get to rest. That's not fair to you. So why do we keep doing it? Because we're scared. Scared of being left out, scared of letting people down, scared of not being enough. But here's the truth. You are enough, even when you say no. You matter, even when you take a break. Here's the hidden trap. If you're always there, people expect it. They stop saying thank you. They stop noticing your effort. You become part of the background, like wallpaper. But you're not wallpaper. You're a masterpiece. Next, let's talk about what happens when you're always available. What does it really cost you and how can you break free? Let's find out together. Let's play a quick game. Imagine you have a toy you love. You play with it every single day. At first it's super exciting, but after a while it just feels normal. You stop noticing how special it is. That's what happens when people are always there for us. We start to take them for granted. It's not because we're mean. It's just how our brains work. Scientists call this hedonic adaptation. It means we get used to good things fast. The new and shiny becomes the everyday and boring. So when you're always available, people stop saying thank you. They expect you to show up every time. And when you don't, they get surprised or even upset. Now let's talk about the law of diminishing returns. Imagine eating your favorite candy. The first piece tastes amazing. The second is still good. But by the 10th piece, it's just okay. Each piece gives you less joy than the last. The same thing happens with your time and help. The more you give, the less people notice. Your effort starts to feel invisible. People stop seeing you as special. They just see you as someone who's always there. This happens at work, too. Studies show that employees who are always available get less respect over time. Bosses and coworkers start to expect more and more. They forget to appreciate your hard work. You become part of the background, like office furniture. But you're not a chair or a desk. You're a person who deserves respect. There's something called the helper trap. It's when you help so much that people stop helping you. You become the go-to person for every problem. But when you need help, where is everyone? It feels lonely, doesn't it? You start to wonder if anyone notices all you do. This is the downside of always being available. Let's get real for a second. Why do we do this? Sometimes it's because we want people to like us. We want to be the good friend, the best coworker, the perfect kid. But deep down, there's a part of us that's tired. Jung, a famous psychologist, called this our shadow. It's the hidden part of us that wants to say no. It's the secret voice that whispers, "I need a break." But we push it down, hoping people will love us for always saying yes. The more we ignore that voice, the louder it gets. One day it might burst out as anger, sadness, or just wanting to disappear. Let's pause and think. When was the last time you said no? Did you feel guilty? Did you worry someone would be mad? That's your shadow talking. It's the part of you that wants to be seen, not just for what you do, but for who you are. Here's the truth. When you're always available, you start to lose yourself. You forget what you want. You forget what makes you happy. You become a helper, not a whole person. That's the real cost, self-betrayal. But you're not stuck here. You can choose something different. You can learn to say no without feeling bad. You can protect your time and your heart. And when you do, people start to notice you again, not just for what you give, but for who you are. Next, let's discover how powerful people use absence to become unforgettable. Ready? Let's keep going. Let's talk about a secret superpower most people miss: knowing when to step back. Machiavelli, the famous thinker, said true power isn't just about being seen, it's about being missed when you're gone. He believed rulers should make their presence rare so people value it more. Now think about modern leaders, people like Nelson Mandela or Abraham Lincoln. They didn't try to be everywhere every minute. When they spoke or showed up, people listened because it mattered. It's like your favorite YouTuber who only posts once a week. Each video feels special. Here's why this works. Scientists call it the power of strategic absence. If you're always in the room, people stop noticing you. But if you step away sometimes, your return feels like a big event. It's like when your teacher leaves the classroom, suddenly everyone pays attention when they come back. Leaders who step back give others space to grow. When a boss takes a break, the team learns to solve problems on their own. That's how teams get stronger and leaders earn more respect. Let's look at a real story. Brianne Rush, a company leader, took a month off work. She worried her team would struggle. But guess what? Her team stepped up, made decisions, and even got better at their jobs. When she returned, she found out she didn't need to control everything. She could focus on bigger ideas, and her team felt proud and trusted. Here's another example. Margaret Thatcher, a famous leader, sometimes stayed out of big meetings on purpose. She let her team handle things, and when she finally spoke, everyone listened. Her words had more power because she didn't use them all the time. So what do surveys say? People actually trust and respect leaders who aren't always available. It shows confidence. It shows you believe in others. And it makes your presence feel important, not ordinary. What happens when you pull back? You give others a chance to shine. You get more time to think, plan, and rest. And when you do show up, people pay attention. So here's your big takeaway. Don't try to be everywhere all the time. Start asking, where can I step back so others can step up? That's how you move from reacting to everything to leading with intention. Ready to see what happens when you let yourself be missed? Let's keep going and learn how to use this power in your own life. Now let's unlock your power step by step. First, imagine you're building a fence around your favorite playground. That fence is called a boundary. It tells people where they can go and where they can't. Boundaries protect what's special inside, your time, your energy, your happiness. Here's your first move. Stop justifying your availability. You don't need to explain every no. If you're tired, say, I need a break. If you're busy, say, not right now. You don't owe anyone a long story. Your time is yours, like a treasure chest only you can open. Next, start affirming your value. Look in the mirror and say, I matter even when I rest. Remind yourself you're not valuable just because you help everyone. You're valuable because you're you. Write down 3 things you love about yourself. Read them every morning. Soon you'll believe it. Now choose your peace over people-pleasing. It's okay if not everyone is happy with your choices. You can't pour water from an empty cup. Fill your own cup first, then share. If someone gets upset when you set a boundary, remember, their feelings are theirs to manage, not yours. Let's talk about your inner child and your shadow. That little voice inside that wants to be liked. That's your inner child. It's okay to listen, but you don't have to obey every time. And your shadow, the part that feels guilty for saying no. It just wants to protect you. Thank it, but remind it. You're safe now. You can care for others and still care for yourself. Close your eyes for a second. Picture your life with strong boundaries. You wake up happy, not tired. You say yes to what matters and no to what drains you. People respect your time. You feel calm, proud, and in control. That's the power of intentional presence. This is your new reality, empowered absence. You don't disappear, you become more valuable, more respected, and more at peace. Ready for the final step? Let's see how to live this truth every single day. Let's look back at the journey we just took together. We learned why the most powerful people aren't always around. We saw how being too available can make people forget your value. We discovered that saying no is not selfish, it's smart. We talked about setting boundaries, like building a fence around your playground. We learned to stop explaining ourselves and to start believing in our own worth. We chose peace over people-pleasing. We listened to our inner child, but we didn't let fear run the show. We imagined a life where our time is respected and our energy is protected. Now here's your challenge. Write this down. My time is valuable and I choose when to share it. Stick it on your mirror, your notebook, or your phone. Read it every day. Let it remind you that you are not just a helper, you are a leader of your own life. Remember, when you make yourself a little less available, you become more special. People notice you more. They respect your time. You have more energy for what truly matters. You feel calm, proud, and powerful. If this message made you think or helped you feel stronger, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of people learning to stand tall and protect their peace. Share your story in the comments. I'd love to hear how you're setting boundaries and reclaiming your power, and always remember, you are worthy of space. You are worthy of respect. You are worthy of power. Never forget it. See you in the next video, champion.